And really looking forward to this match. This has got the makings of a classic if both players play at the best. Ronnie just over hitting that break-off shot. That's why the cue ball has come off the baulk cushion to the baulk line. Chance for Stephen.
Yeah, and to reiterate what I was saying with that interview with Steve Davis, it's the thing that Ronnie O'Sullivan's got in his advantage today, playing someone like Maguire, he knows he's got to play well, and I think that's something that plays to his advantage.
One.
Always nice to get a nice easy starter in the first round of the Crucible. Doesn't matter who you are, it's nice to get in amongst the balls early.
6. Seven.
And there's a red. The red just to the left of the black. I don't know whether it's occupying the black spot. So if Ronnie's got a chance, I think he'd play on that red. The one just to the left of the black to clear the black spot area. It's a good line. It's a bit pacey.
No.
Early test up, easily accomplished. Yeah, it won't take Ronnie long to get the speed of the table. Even that yellow that he just potted, in fact, where the cue ball ended up, that would have told him a lot about the pace. And there you go. That's pretty good there.
12.
You're looking for an angle on the next colour.
$13.
Beautifully played. That's a lovely gap to go into the pack. He'll go into the main bunch of 5. Perhaps screw the cue ball. He's just looking at a little gap there. Screw the cue ball to the right hand side of the table. Lovely pack to go into.
Foul.
Well, first frame or not.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 13.
Pretty sloppy.
Stephen Maguire 7.
Yeah, the 7 points given away because the black that didn't go in the pocket knocked the yellow in. Never in.
Yeah, you could see the way the cue came off his hand after he played the shot. The normal control wasn't there. Maybe a sign of nerves.
One.
I thought I'd missed that at first glance.
Yeah, just struggled in. Yeah, used all the pocket.
No, didn't feel like I could get close to a red, so he's left himself
3.
another long red. He missed the first one by a long way. Let's see if we can get any closer with this one. Hand on the table. All right, in the middle of the pocket.
4.
That'll make him feel good.
Pardon? Can you just turn your earpieces down a little bit, please? We can hear them.
There's an open red, but he's got a lovely angle on yellow or green, and it's a big target to go into the bunch.
Well, I think that's worked out okay. He didn't have to play with a lot of power. The reds were loose anyway, and he's got a red, I think, to the left centre. Oh, even one to the right centre.
Stephen Maguire doesn't need me to tell him that these chances he has to take if he's going to win this match. Only one way of putting pressure on Ronnie O'Sullivan is that winning frames in one visit. Even if you take 2 or 3 chances to win a frame, it's not really going to put pressure on him.
$60.
Well, we won't get a much better chance than this, will Stephen? It's always costly, though, at this level, when you miss when you're in, and that's exactly what Ronnie did, missing the black off the spot
22.
when he was in amongst the balls.
Yeah, if anything, it's perhaps just an inch short of being the perfect angle to into the bunch, and he was forcing it a little bit. You still wouldn't expect him to miss the black off the spot. Just play for a little gap between the pink and the 2 reds to the right of the pink to leave one to the left corner here. Just a little stun shot.
That's telling him he needs to get to 61 points to get to the snooker's required stage.
30. $37.
3 more reds will surely clinch the frame. He's just checking.
$38.
So there you see it. Just looking
45.
for red colour red.
$46.
Now, choice here, does he just roll it in and play for the red on the left-hand side cushion? It looks like that's the choice. And if he pots this red, he'll go 48 ahead.
53.
With just 43 remaining.
Taking these very confidently, especially after that first long red, which he missed by a mile. That wouldn't have made him feel too good. But he's got another chance, and he's taken it.
61. $62.
Just needs to run a little bit that cue ball. Has he gone far enough?
16.
I think just.
$69.
And every chance now. We'll start this match with a century break. We've already had 4.
74.
I think I said it last year, Stephen. I thought the century break record would be beaten, and then it seems to get into the second week and the century's dried up. But the standard is as high as ever.
Yeah, I think when you looked at the draw, the 32 players, there's a lot of high scorers in the draw. There's very few matches you think would be, you know, long safety affairs. I think it's the best draw we've had in years.
88. $94.
And the black for the ton. Very well played, Stephen Maguire. Ronnie O'Sullivan made a mistake. He missed when he was in, missed the black off the spot, and he sat down for the rest of the frame. Stephen Maguire leads 1-0.
Thank you. Thank you. Frame 2. Stephen Maguire to go.
Yeah, former world number 2. In my opinion, he's still a top 8 player. Steve Maguire. I think there's no doubt next season he'll be safely back in the top 16. That was risky. May have gotten away with it. Normally quite measured in the long pots that he takes on, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Stephen will be disappointed to have missed that. He's now looking to see what he's left. Can Ronnie get past the pink? Obviously not. So no pot to go at. But Ronnie won't be immune to the pressure of the seed. Always seems to be the way at the Crucible. It's best of 19. Most of the matches they play are best of 7s, best of 9. But even the best of 19 doesn't seem enough sometimes. But that's the Crucible Theatre, and that's the World Championship, and that's an excellent safety shot there from Stephen. Tap on the table from Ronnie, appreciating that. And he'll have to cue this well to get back to the balk end. Excellent reply. Well played. I'm looking down the line of the shot. Well, I thought he could just pot it. Well, he's trying to play the pot here and try and manoeuvre the cue ball back to the balk end. Missed the pot by the proverbial. That was a long way off.
Again, it's not often you see Ronnie O'Sullivan try and pop himself out of trouble. You normally find some way of playing an excellent safety shot.
Problem is with this, obviously he can pot the red, But how does he get the cue ball up the table? He's thought about trying to bring the black into play. I don't think that's on. So screwing off the second red, hoping to be on the blue.
1.
It's not perfect.
And he's got the pink also to left corner, which is a bonus because the blue is an awkward angle.
Now, in an ideal world, he'd like the pink to go on the black spot, and it has.
7.
And if you're really having a good day, the pink will go to the right corner. Whether it does or not, it's hard to tell. Obviously didn't.
8.
And there's your answer. It doesn't go to this corner. So the first opportunity he gets, he'd like to remove that red that's blocking the pink from going into the right corner.
13.
But in the meantime, it's back up for the blue.
40.
Yeah, puff of the cheeks there, a little bit disappointing. If he got a nice angle on the blue, then he could have stunned down and played for one of those two reds that's blocking the pink for the right corner. Now he'll probably have to play for the ball in the balk end.
$90.
He'd love to have a nice angle on the blue to be able to play for these two reds that are close to that right corner pocket. Make a more orthodox chance around the black spot.
I'm surprised he's looking at the red to this corner. It looks like he obviously is adverse to using the rest.
He's normally pretty good with the rest. I'm with you, John. He's much better cueing. And it was great cueing. Table, if anything, looks a little bit heavy.
Yeah, I don't think it's lightning quick. Because it takes time to bed in, and while they're fitting it up, all the doors are open, so you get a bit of... Well, it's not been cold there. It's been beautiful in Sheffield. Oh, well, would you believe it? Seems to have
Stephen
done all the
Maguire,
hard
20.
work, and then misses a blue like that off the spot.
Nice opening pot, it's a blind pocket, but not ideal. What sort of angle he's got in this yellow? Playing for those two reds that I mentioned. Choice of two to right corner. No, this is brilliant.
Yeah, judge the line there, absolutely perfect. Not quite certain. I don't see the value in trying to bring the black into play here. He's got the pink just where he wants it. He could have played the cannon and released the black and the red, but he could have finished up on nothing. Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan, he left.
He's not settled yet. And that's a fact.
Got to make hay while the sun shines. Stephen Maguire going to really put pressure on Ronnie O'Sullivan while he's not settled. I don't think he's got the cover.
Yeah, just the edge of the red sticking out there. And he's landed on the yellow.
Three.
Always amazes me with Ronnie how good he is with the rest, considering he, you know, most of the time he plays left-handed.
I know, and that wasn't easy because he was hampered with the green. That was a far better shot with the wrist than it looked.
10.
You know where the elbow is beside that green. You know the way the elbow, it's just raised there. So easy to put side on the cue ball there. Brilliant shot.
11.
Just run a little bit too far on this blue. He wouldn't want to play the cannon, so he's playing for the red. In the middle of that 5 in the middle of the table, there's a red that goes.
16.
And in potting it, he'll release other reds, and he looks to have played it perfectly. Well, would you believe it?
16.
Yeah, look at where the cue balls ended up.
Well, he didn't get through. He just stopped when he hit the cue ball. It was one he's supposed to be running through. I don't know. It's as though he stunned it of some kind. He's not settled. Only the Crucible Theatre does this to players. Stephen having a look at the scoreboard. When he pots this pink, the scores will be level. So he's just wondering, because he's going to need that red near the black, whether now's the time to try and bring that red and black into play. Is there a gap? Well, I'm looking at Stephen's body language. He doesn't look too happy.
7.
No gap there. He's still got a red to the right middle, but there's a bit of pressure on this.
I don't know if the red that he's looking at now goes past the green to the far right corner. That's probably the easiest pot in terms of getting position. If he played the red in the right middle, he'd have to play for black. Big shot. Great shot.
8.
Yeah, very solid. And now, he has to say, got the frame at his mercy. Okay, pink and black are a little bit awkward. This makes it a little bit more difficult.
I'd
13.
love the pink to be able to go in the right corner. I think it does. Back up for the blue.
40.
It wasn't the cleanest of pots, but it's in.
those two reds in the middle of the table, if they're not in good possible position, do you think it's worth playing a little cannon onto them?
Without a doubt. And I think he did. And he's very lucky to still be on a red.
He couldn't have put it any better with his hand.
He's even moved the black to make the pink available to the left corner.
Amazing.
20.
And now you'd expect him to win the frame. Pot this pink to 19 points in front. Two more reds and pinks. And that'll be the second frame.
26.
And Ronnie needs to settle. Got his chances.
27.
Yeah, his last competitive match, he lost 6-1 in China. He made a maximum in the frame he won, but I did watch the match and he was very out of sorts. So this start wouldn't be doing his confidence any good. Long way to go.
33.
It's amazing, John. Sometimes the longer the match, the more desperate you are to get a frame on the board.
Yeah. And that blue now puts Stephen 32 points in front, with just 27 remaining.
39.
Well,
Stephen
it was
Maguire.
a very surprising
39.
miss. Okay, 2 snookers needed, but it's encouraging Ronnie to play on. Looking at the potting angle in this red, he knows if he pots, sorry, the yellow, he knows if he pots the yellow, Ronnie won't bother coming back to the table. And that will be the case.
2.
Well, this packed crowd came in to
the
see
frame.
the Ronnie O'Sullivan show. But
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
yeah, good opening pot there from Stephen. Unfortunately, he couldn't control the cue ball.
Stephen Maguire 1.
Delicate touch. He may well be touching the black, but the fact that the black's not the ball on, referee Yandrahas won't tell Ronnie. Looks easy enough to come off the side cushion and nestle into the main bunch here. The thing is, from Ronnie's point of view, Stephen, he's got nothing to look back on the last 2 frames apart from mistakes. No positives at the moment.
Yeah, you feel he needs to get in, you know, win a frame in one visit, make a nice 70 or 80 break. Get in amongst the pink and black, do what he does best. That's what you need to settle yourself down, but he's not looked focused at all to me. A lot of facial expressions, which tells me that he's not on it yet. Normally, when he gives very little away. I think he's just got the cover.
He has. Fortunate. Well, he's playing a swerve. He could pot it, but if he hits it too thick... Well, he did pot it. He did pot it.
One.
Problem is, there's no black to play for, and I'm not certain the pink would go to, well, it certainly might go to the right corner. I'm sorry, the right centre. By the way, I think if it did go to the right centre, Stephen, oh, it does go to the right centre, so it didn't have a lot to do with the cue ball.
Yeah, even if the red was dead straight, you know, he could have, you know, he managed to force a bit of angle in the shot he played, so yeah, I think he could have played for the pink.
Stephen Maguire, 5.
Yeah, pretty good safety shot in the end.
Yeah, strange choice of shot, that last one for me.
Well, a possibility, maybe if he thought, even if he got on the pink, where was his next red going to come from? That's pretty good from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Okay, the cue ball's not back to the baulk cushion, but the contact on the red was excellent.
Well, he could never be certain where the reds were going to finish. That was always going to be dangerous.
Play this with a lot of topspin. Okay, could possibly play for the black to the left corner. Or is he playing the deep screw? Maybe playing one of the three, John. Played that very well.
1.
It's in a strange situation, Stephen Maguire, isn't he, at the moment, because you're almost waiting for Ronnie O'Sullivan to start playing, aren't you? And he keeps making mistakes. It'll be a weird, surreal feeling that Stephen Maguire's got at the moment. But as I said earlier, he's got to take advantage.
Yeah, just concentrate on your own game. And make the most of these opportunities. And at the moment, has to be said, Ronnie hasn't really started. That's not the best kiss, it doesn't appear.
5.
Maybe the red that's just around the black spot area, he can just get through to cut it in. It's the only shot he's got, pot-wise.
You know, all the while he just doesn't want to let Ronnie O'Sullivan have an easy chance at the table.
Six.
Again, this is not the easiest position shot here. The blue is quite an acute angle, but he may play it into the bunch. If he plays the green, okay, he's going to leave a gap. Here you see he's looking at it in between the pink and the red to the left of the table. So this is not straightforward. This will take a good shot. And there's the cue ball come too far. Look at the body language.
No.
That wasn't an easy shot.
Yeah, playing the green like that, he's basically played for the gap between the pink and that red to the left of the pink. And he's not found the gap. Now he's hoping this other one goes. It looks mighty tight. Oh. If you were straight behind it, it's probably one of those you feel as though you could squeeze in off the jaw, but from that angle, very low percentage to not listen. Well, he's done it.
10.
He's done it. What a super shot that was.
Choices here. He's got a lovely angle in the green to go into the bunch, but he chooses to play just for the single red here, but he'll be tempted. Well, possibly there's a red available to left corner after potting the black.
13.
Well, he seemed to, when he was queuing up, he seemed to be changing his mind on the shot he was going to play while he was down in the shot. And in the end, decelerated and was lucky to pot the red. And this is a fabulous chance to take a 3-0 lead.
21. $22.
Obviously, if a red goes to right corner, it's a very simple positional shot, but if he has to play for the red to the same pocket as the black, it's going to be a more tricky shot.
$29. 30.
.43 points the lead. Only needs
37.
another 17 points to clinch the third frame.
He'll be disappointed in that last shot, though. Should never be playing up the table. Okay, might have a gap to play through for the pink, but
38.
relied on the cannon on the red. But he's out of perfect position. This black is missable, forcing it in.
$45.
Well, he can't play for the black, so he'll need red, colour red. for 3-0.
$46.
It's red. 58 ahead then, with just 51 remaining.
52.
He's having it all his own way at the moment, is Stephen. Ronnie, so far, not at the races.
$59.
So well beyond the point where Ronnie will come back to the table.
60.
Made a 101 break in the first frame, Stephen.
67.
No chance of making
68.
a second century here.
Yeah, he's not quite had the cue ball under control the way he did in the first frame. But he's played some excellent
75.
shots to recover.
76. $81. 83. 86. 90. 95.
95. What a pity, just overstretching, but he won't mind. It's another frame in the bag. And Ronnie O'Sullivan trails by 3 frames to 0.
It's looked very flat
Maguire.
so far. Not what you'd expect from someone who's won 5 ranking tournaments and one of the biggest challengers for this event. If I'd had the season he's had, John, I'd be like a coiled spring waiting to get out there.
Yeah, it's just, well, we missed the black off the spot. Missed an easy red in the middle of the table, you know, they all had up. But we know what a great talent he is, so you think, well, eventually he's going to get going. But look at that highest break, 16. This is a man who's made more maximums competitively than anyone, more century breaks than anyone. He's getting up to nearly 950 competitive centuries.
Yeah, you go back to that black off a spot in the first frame. If that goes in, he opens the pack, makes a big break. It could have been very different this match.
Yep. But as you so rightly said, there's a long way to go. But it doesn't seem like that when you sat in that seat and you've not got a frame on the board.
There's pressure on this. Brilliant.
One.
In the end, he's pretty unfortunate, as we see this again. Had to get it. Look at where the reds are. I say it's pretty unfortunate not to be in a colour, really. Got to get this cue ball glued to the ball cushion.
Yes, he couldn't risk rolling up to the green and trying to get the snooker behind the green.
Green ball.
I agree with Stephen, get that cue ball tight to the ball cushion.
Stephen Maguire 1.
Not tight, but close enough to stop Ronnie O'Sullivan going for the red to left corner and manoeuvring the cue ball through a gap to get the cue ball back up the table. And he's tried to put himself out of trouble a couple of times so far in this match.
And this is a tough shot he's playing here. He's got to be this absolutely inch perfect. Oh, and did. That is as good a shot as he's played in the match so far.
Yeah, that was top quality.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, to hit it absolutely perfect, and the fact that he missed the yellow just made it even better. And well, Stephen's knocked in a couple of good long balls here. I don't know whether he's got one to go at, unless there's a gap between the yellow and green. Obviously not. Yeah, he couldn't find the line or the length that Ronnie did. So that good safety shot from Ronnie has offered him a chance at this mid-distance red.
One.
Not played it well, positional-wise.
Yeah, played it with a lot of right-hand side.
Six. Seven.
And this is exactly what he needed. A few easy pots to get his cue arm going, get his touch back.
13. 14.
He won't be too fussy about the black being tied up. Pink goes to two corners and two middles. Blue's in the open. So there's a decent chance this to get his first frame on the board.
19. 20.
Yeah, and a chance that has come about by playing an excellent safety shot, and as the great Ray Reardon once said, there's more to this game than potting balls, and that safety shot will give him a little bit of confidence.
26.
It forced the error from Stephen.
$27.
This isn't an easy frame winning opportunity by any means, with the black tied up and the red's a little bit awkward. Ooh, one missing, an easy pink to the
Ronnie
middle.
O'Sullivan, 27.
Wow. Just when I thought he'd righted the ship.
Yeah, and there was a lot sort of huffing and puffing. You know, even before he played the shot with the rest, he wasn't happy with that shot. He's not on it at all.
One. 6.
Well, he's on this red. I don't know whether he'd risk trying to bring the black into play here. He's got the angle to cannon the red, to hit the red that's touching the black, not the black towards the corner. That's what he's looking at now. And the reason he may decide to play this, because it doesn't look any easy path back up the table for the blue. And if this goes right, could be a frame winner. Couldn't have played it better. Could not have played it any better.
It doesn't look like it, but it'll be praying the black doesn't go in its own spot. So on a good look. If it goes in the pink spot, it's a great chance to win the 4th frame. It must be close.
What do you think? Now Stephen said he'll be hoping that that black spot isn't available, and Jan de Haas comes round. He's got his ball marker.
Oh dear. He's got an angle in the red
14.
to go up for the blue. And the red, that's the highest of the 3 next to the black. If he finishes high on that, he can cannon into the 2 reds and black again. And needs a good angle in the blue here.
$15.
Needs to run. And just about got the angle. The right side of the blue line. And he's on that red that Stephen
20.
mentioned. But you wouldn't want to be putting all your eggs in one basket and saying, right, I'm bound to be on the black. I think you play it with a bit of pace and go up the table for the blue. You can still develop the black, but if you just play the delicate stun, try and be on the black, you could be on nothing. So I think there's value in playing a little bit harder and going up for the blue here.
Yeah, I think he can avoid the 2 reds closest to his hand if he plays the screw back up for the blue. That's what he's bothered about. He couldn't avoid them. That was always going to be the problem.
21.
But as you see, the way the black finished, he wouldn't have developed the black into a potable position.
Green ball.
So just a safety, but he's reduced his arrears now to just 5 points.
Stephen Maguire. 21.
And that looks a pretty good safety. Easy to hit, but you got to get it safe. Well, he's swerving round because he thinks if he can hit this red that's next to the black, it could go reasonably safe, but well, he's left a couple of tempters, one to the right middle, one to the right corner.
And the thing with this red, because it's quite an acute angle, if you miss it, you can leave the red over the pocket. Safely in.
One.
Is he even on the black? I was looking at the potting angle, so he must be on it. But he's left himself Oh, but as far away from the black as possible.
Well, that could have worked out better. I don't think any of these three reds goes to this right corner. He's got the one to the far right corner. Three points to lead. And a good shot. And while he's at the table, he's every chance he could win the frame at this visit.
Stephen Maguire, 14. Keep the noise down, please. Thank you.
Oh, there's a gap. You can't believe it between the green and brown. Ronnie can pot this red.
There's always a gap.
What a turning point this could be. If he pots his red and wins the frame. Steve Maguire thought he played a great safety shot. I did as well.
Where's the cue ball going?
Stephen Maguire,
Unbelievable.
4.
You could have another 100 goals at that and wouldn't do enough in the middle. Amazing.
Doesn't look to be tempted by the red. It's closest to the corner pocket, playing that for off 2 cushions for the black. Looking to keep it tight. Big target behind yellow, green and brown.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go too negative though, does he? You know, he's got an opportunity here for 4-0. Be pleased with that outcome. I think the red on the right hand side of the table is covered by the blue, and in playing safe off this he's got to be careful he doesn't run into that red. This isn't a straightforward return to the balk end by any means. No, caught the other red, always looked on. Well, he's left the red on. The only advantage for Ronnie, he's left the cue ball close to the cushion. So it just makes it that little bit more difficult a pot for Stephen.
It's not the nicest angle either. Needs to keep so still in this shot. That was a tough shot.
Yeah, as you say, fair play to him, he did fully commit, but it was a tough one. So when Ronnie played that poor safety, he had a little bit of run of the ball. Can he take advantage of it now at this visit and get his first frame on the scoreboard? That blue now puts him 7 points behind. So if he gets a black off this last red, he can win this frame without the pink. Well, would you believe it?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Well, look again, see if the red jumped. Did a little bit, possibly. That was a heavy contact. Just proves, John, how difficult this game is. We're all used to the way Ronnie's played this season. Has made it look ridiculously easy at times.
Yeah. But he's got no rhythm going at the moment, has he? He's not got his cue arm going. He's not hitting it as smooth as silk as he normally does. He's got to be a fraction out. And a game that he makes look very easy at times. He's looking very difficult so far, but he'll be pleased with that outcome. Okay, probably not a difficult red to hit, but it's the same old story. He's not hitting it. Can you get it safe?
Well, this is a tester. 3-0 down. Not playing well. What a test of your technique this is. A long way off. Has he got away with it? No.
Certainly not. So Stephen Maguire, 7 points the lead.
One.
Just get a nice angle on the yellow. Looks a formality, but take nothing for granted.
6.
Well, it's going to be a good time for the interval to come for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So it's Brown to go 22 points ahead with just 18 remaining. And Ronnie O'Sullivan is going to go to the mid-section interval with nothing to show for his efforts. And he has made mistakes.
20.
And Stephen Maguire has been picking up the pieces. He needs to pick up his game.
26
so
and
nice
frame.
pink to go in.
Stephen
So
Maguire.
it's a big shock on the card. Has got to start producing. And the thing is, Stephen, we know he can, but there's been no sign of it really yet.
No, it has to be. He's yet to get in. Possibly, well, of course, the first frame he missed a black off his spot, but since then he's not had any easy chances to win frames. I think he got a kick in the last frame, on the last red. But Steve Maguire, what target has he set himself now for a lead going into the second session? I think he would possibly set himself, if I can get 7-2, I can win this little mini session 3-2. A bit fortunate there. He missed the red by so far. The cue ball travelled into the bunch. If he missed that a little bit thicker, he'd have left Ronnie a lovely, easy opener.
Well, Stephen can't find a path back to the balk end. Maybe hoping for a toucher here, will Ronnie. Let's see what Jan Verhaas says.
It's touching ball, Ronnie.
Touching ball, so the stalemate will be ended now. Nice easy run back to the balk end off 3 cushions. Well, could be a bit disappointed with that. Should have found the balk cushion there.
Yeah, he sacrificed the easy balk cushion, the cue ball near the green pocket, to he widened the angle because he thought getting the cue ball to the middle of the baulk cushion would be a better safety shot.
He can get through to this red, and he's taking it on. Oh, cracker. Full ball kiss on the green will do nicely. It'll leave him on the ground.
Shot of the match so far. This was just magnificent cueing. We have to play a little stun shot. One cushion for the red above the black to the right corner. Well, that's a very aggressive shot. As it worked out, he didn't need to play that. I think he's okay. He's got a red to left middle.
5.
Just must have thought maybe the angle in the brown was too acute. He didn't fancy playing the touch shot.
Six.
Big frame this for Stephen Maguire to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think that long red that he started this visit with will instill even more confidence into him. Now the big question is, does the black go to the left corner?
10.
Although the way he's landed on the red just above the black, it probably doesn't matter one way or the other. Well, does it go? Not all the pocket available.
I think we've seen so far, they are going in off the jaw, especially at a slow pace. And it definitely goes in the left half of the pocket as we look at it. Not happy. He wants to be right behind the black if he's going to play to the left corner. I think he's playing up for the blue, digging down in the cue ball. And the percentage shot, and he's
11.
played it very well.
Yes, inch perfect. Of course, the black freely goes into the right corner. Just making certain that the black
16.
is on its spot. He doesn't want to be potting the black and then getting it tied up. Oh, the dreaded kick.
17.
The dreaded kick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, John, this is an important visit to the table. As I say, momentum, the way the balls are situated. If he missed and let Ronnie in, it's a chance to get his cue arm going. Big shot, this black. No. This could be a turning point in this match.
Stephen Maguire, 17.
And that thud you heard with Stephen banging the rest on the table. You have to say he was unlucky. Now Ronnie has got to step up the gears. It's just not happening.
Settle down, please. Thank you.
Well, you wouldn't think this is the same player that's dominated the snooker season so far.
Not there, but he did play it with an element of shot for nothing.
Yeah, but why, John? Why be negative now?
Yep, absolutely. You don't want to go in your shell. Got to push on.
5 frames still to go in this session. Last thing you do, especially against Ronnie O'Sullivan, is try and protect a lead. He's never been a negative player, Steve Maguire.
Now I think he can get through to the red to the left middle. It's a tough one, and of course if he missed it, he would leave Ronnie that red over the far left corner. And okay, he could just trickle into the reds, have it safe. It's a tough shot. Big decision to make here now. Well, every credit, he went for it. Oh, and he may have got away with it. He may just have got away with it. I suppose the only thing that, if Ronnie can't get through the red right over the corner, he could play one red in off the other. Well, he played the plan. I'm thinking about it, wasn't that difficult.
1.
So now, highest break at the moment is, well, you wouldn't even call it a break in Ronnie's stratosphere, 27. So he needs to step up on that and take advantage now of this gilt-edged opportunity.
4.
Yeah, I was just thinking that
5.
John, when he put that plant left-handed, he's so good. I think maybe an idea just to play left-handed for a wee while, break it up a little bit.
Well, I know he does that sometimes in practice. I think he was hoping that he could pot the black and maybe run into the reds, but it's probably a half-ball pot. It may swing just a bit too wide. So playing for the red in the balk end. Looks to have got a nice line. Good length.
12.
That shot there might have just given him a little bit of inspiration.
$13.
Could have played that better. Well, that's so unlucky. Just the reaction on the cue ball there was sensational.
This was dreamy.
15. $16.
That was a good pot. Needs this to slow down.
19. $20.
And he's not had a lot of table time. Well, he's had table time, but he's not been scoring, so he's still trying to find the pace of the table. There you see. Percentage-wise, it's all been Stephen Maguire, 71% table time.
25.
So Ronnie's still trying to get that cue arm moving and the pace of the table.
26.
$14 points the lead now. He's still going to need one of those two awkward reds
31.
near the cushion to clinch the frame at this visit.
32.
I wonder, will he be tempted to take that red off the cushion? The one near that left middle here. No, he's playing the stun. Frightened of perhaps leaving the cue ball tight on the side cushion.
39. 40.
Yeah, this time pink. And now I would say a half ball pink to the left corner he'll leave after this red. So he can just stun across.
46.
Take that red off the side cushion.
47.
Playing for the black, but the pink was the easier shot.
You always got to be careful with these. You can always push them past the middle pocket. And he didn't get the cannon.
Okay, I don't expect Ronnie to get the cannon, but I think it's unmissable from the pink.
Ronnie
So
O'Sullivan.
he doesn't win the frame at that visit, but he's got a healthy lead. But with all the colours on the spots, you never know. 37 points in front, 43 remaining. Played the cross double, and the reason professionals don't like playing doubles, because if they don't go in, you don't know where the red's going to finish up, and he's left it. And it looks like Ronnie O'Sullivan has got his first frame on the scoreboard. So there you see it, 45 ahead, 35 remaining.
8. Ronnie
Stephen's
O'Sullivan,
thinking about it.
8.
He's going to come back, but looks forlorn hope, needing 3 snookers.
Thank you.
Yep, not bad. And well, is the 2 cushion escape on, going past the middle pocket? No, I didn't think it was. Didn't think it was. Of course, no miss can be called.
Stephen Maguire.
At the snooker's required stage. But there's one of the snookers that was required. Still another 2 needed.
Green moved. Yeah. Green moved. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4. Frame conceded. Frame Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So that's enough, and you hear the cheers from this packed Crucible crowd. Ronnie O'Sullivan has got a frame on the board, but he still trails 4-1.
Stephen Maguire to break.
Good opening pot there from Ronnie, albeit a poor break-off shot from Stephen.
Yes, very
4.
early to say. It's still only 4-1, but has Stephen Maguire missed his chance to really lay a big foundation to win this match. We all know how quickly Ronnie O'Sullivan can accumulate frames if he gets going.
12.
I wouldn't rule out yet Ronnie O'Sullivan leading this session 5-4.
13.
Just a couple of loose reds. He's on this one.
20.
If you could get a nice angle on the blue, he'd settle for that.
21.
There is one loose red, and that's where he's looking now if he left the cue ball there. In such a position, in
Stand
potting
still,
it, he
guys,
could bring
please.
other
Thank you.
reds into play.
Okay.
And that's the intention. I don't think he'd play the run through for the black.
26.
I think that's a bit risky. I think he'd play the screw back. And it's worked out nicely. Well, I say nicely, wrong angle on the pink. He's going to have to take the cue ball in and out of the balk end, so balk colours to avoid. And did it with a minimum of fuss.
33.
Well, for most of the season you would say that's frame over now, the way the balls are situated. Well, he's not hit top gear yet, but it's slowly coming. Normally the way to
41.
tell with Ronnie O'Sullivan is with that cue ball. He's got that under control.
42.
It's a sure sign that he's focused and in the zone.
49.
That's into the red. Knew he'd be on this one. He didn't have to do much with the cue ball, so this case of rolling it in. Well, he had to do a little bit.
50.
He had to inject a little bit of pace, and considering he played that well, he's not perfect on the black. When I say he wasn't perfect on the black, he was forced to play the cannon.
57.
And that cannon could have worked out a little bit better than it has. It was just the angle he had on the black. He had to play the cannon to keep the white at this end of the table. As I say, and it could have worked out a bit better. This is a testy red if he's playing it to the right middle, because they've looked a bit nippy, these middle pockets. But he played it well. And now all set fair to get his second frame on the scoreboard.
$65.
So just looking for another red in the colour.
$66.
All of a sudden, the look and the body language around the table is in a different league to the first four frames.
72. 73. $80. 81. $88. 89. $95. 96.
the black for the 6th century of the tournament so far. That's what people come to see. And an excellent contribution there from Ronnie.
103. 104.
Three more frames to be played in this session. Remember, best of 19, 9 frames in the first session. And this match is played to a finish tomorrow morning.
111. 140. 180.
Ice break made so far by Lou Alchian. Oh, well, the blue was in and popped out again. But that will do for Ronnie O'Sullivan, and just signs that he's starting to get into. Decent break-off shot from Ronnie, i.e. he's got a good cue ball, and the black is not available into the left corner pocket, so I don't see the value in taking this on for Stephen. Well, I'm not quite certain why he did, and he's just gifted Ronnie a chance straight away.
Well, they're never playing topspin. They never looked to be away around the back of the black for me. That was a slight shot of desperation.
1.
Okay, kick aside. That 5th frame was just, I always felt so massive for Stephen Maguire in this match. Keep the hammer down.
No.
I think if you gave Steve Maguire 5-4 ahead, Johnny, bite your hand off.
Yeah, but when, as we saw
60.
rightly say, it looked as for all the world it could have been 5-0. He'd have been looking for something better than that, but the ball dropped him with that
70.
kick. But this, of course, as well, is the beauty of the World Championship and the number of frames that are played. You know,
24.
it gives a chance for a bit of luck to even out here or there, and players to settle into the game and produce the best snooker, and that's why the best snooker is usually
25.
produced here at the Crucible Theatre.
It's the 4th red and black, but I think with that positional shot, that's the end of
32.
any thoughts of 147s. Yeah, this tournament's all about momentum.
33.
These long matches, how long can you keep it to yourself? You can win these 2-session matches, multi-session matches in the first session.
35.
Ronnie just had a look, but this is red's unmissable, and he should be able to hold for a baulk colour quite comfortably.
36.
And the reason he also wanted to get rid of that red, I think it was stopping the blue from going into that middle pocket. So you'd have to say this is an excellent chance. at the mid-session interval. 4-0 behind. Seems a distant memory now.
$46. 47. 54. 55.
Good pot that on the red, hampered as he was. And as Stephen remarked in the last frame, he now just signs he's got that cue ball under control.
Yeah, the 61. Whole body language around the table is different. It looks far more positive, far more aggressive, which is what you expect from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
$66. 67.
Overscrewed it a touch. He just wants to get an hard ball can on the left hand, one of the two reds, and couldn't have played it any better than that.
70.
Century in the last frame.
75.
This frame well and truly over. We're going to see back-to-back centuries. Wouldn't bet against it.
$82. 83. 90. 91. 96. 97.
7th of the tournament, and Ronnie O'Sullivan's 946th career century. Unbelievable.
$106. 110.
Stephen Maguire took on a very risky red in that frame, and that's the only chance he had. And Ronnie O'Sullivan now right back in it, just one behind. Stephen Maguire leads 4-3.
Well, looks like left Ronnie a comfortable opener. No pressure really on this red. Cue ball comfortably around the back of the black. Possibly that's the reason he missed it by a long way. It was just too comfortable. There was no pressure on it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to miss them, you always err on the side of hitting them a bit too thin, but that was a long way off. Not the best safety shot there from Stephen. I don't know whether this yellow is going to make it hampering queuing for Ronnie. Not quite, he can just queue past it. Expecting to play a better safety shot than Stephen just did. Only just. A bit thicker contact on that brown and it wouldn't have been a good safety. Stephen just having a look at the possibility. I don't think it's a plant. Well, there's no plant there, but he may think he could possibly make it and still find a path.
Yeah. Close the door, please.
Back to the balk end. I mean, on the face of it, that's a lovely target, the green and brown, to try and get the cue ball in behind. Well, a little tap on the table, but I don't know. I thought Stephen just hit that red a touch too thick. Two cushion escape with pace.
Foul.
Ooh, misjudged it.
And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 6. Sorry, Stephen Maguire 6.
Yep,
Can
I
I
see
have some
no
more,
reason
please?
why it shouldn't be replaced.
It's the only ball that moved, wasn't it, the pink?
Paul Collier giving referee Jan Verhaas a helping hand. This is where they were, and that's where they are now. Well, it looks good to me.
Ronnie? Yeah, Stephen. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, missed it again.
And a miss. Stephen Maguire 6.
Now, I'm not certain how much of a red he can hit here. It'd be interesting to see what Jan
Again,
Verhaas
possible.
says, whether Ronnie can get through to a red. The fact he's coming off two cushions doesn't mean to say that he can't get through to a red. He just can't find a safety shot. But he'd have to be able to hit both sides of a red, and maybe he can't. But if he can, he'll get a warning.
Yeah. Okay, Ronnie? Yeah. Thank you.
No, he's not giving the warning, so obviously Ronnie can't get through to a ball.
Foul.
And then again.
And a miss. Stephen Maguire 6. Yeah.
The one thing that Ronnie is very wary of, and that's hitting the red too thick, because that would open the reds and leave the cue ball at this end of the table. He's had 3 goals now, and not really, apart from maybe the first attempt, has been that close to the red.
Okay, Ronnie. Thank you.
Trying it again.
Foul. And a miss. Stephen Maguire, 6. Yeah.
At least the crowd
Please
think
pop.
it's funny. £24 now we're giving away, and I didn't think it was that good a safety shot at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Ronnie. Yeah, Stephen.
Well, he hits it. And he has left the red on, but the problem for Stephen is, you pot the red, how do you get on a colour? Maybe worth trying to free the black. Unless there's another alternative.
He's desperately looking for gaps. Even the pink's available to right middle. If there was a gap, he could stun the cue ball through a gap and leave that pink. But yeah, from here it looks the only way is to just cannon into those 3 reds around the black. That's why he's refusing it. I'm a bit surprised he took the cue ball up the left-hand side of the table. He was always leaving Ronnie a comfortable safety back again, and possibly a pot. Thought the green and brown was a big target to go behind.
Yeah, he went for the pot, but he always knew it was a good path back to the balk end, and just the pace of the cue ball, pretty good.
He's under pressure at the moment, Stephen Maguire. He's seen a 4-0 lead evaporate very quickly. Desperate to get a frame on the board, stop the rot.
Trying to use the pink as a blocker for any safety shot down the left-hand side of the table as we look. If he's managed it, then Stephen's got a bit of a problem here. Oh, well, he found a plant from nowhere, and he's on the black.
1.
I suppose you could say it was a bit careless of Ronnie to leave that plant, because it was there when he played safe.
Tricky black, especially. You've just lost 3 frames in a row. It was a good shot. And what a chance. Exactly what he wanted. So there's big pressure on him at the moment.
But of course, he's got quite a useful lead because of the foul points that Ronnie gave him when he was trying to escape out of that snooker.
$16. $17.
Having a very close look, and did that take Stephen's eye off the ball slightly? But for his class, I mean, missed it by a mile. What happened there?
Pressure. What happened there, John? Crucible pressure. Oh, that's a let off. That's a massive let off.
Yeah, we say it so many times, but the shots missed here at the Crucible Theatre that regularly that you never see missed anywhere else. It is quite amazing.
1.
And that wasn't the best shot, but it turned out it was a nice kiss on the yellow. So there you see, he's still looking for another 33 points. Didn't fancy rolling it in and coming off the side cushion. If he takes this pink on, this pressure on this one, this is tough.
Great shot. That was not easy at all across the table.
10. $11.
Well, he potted one
Stephen
tough
Maguire,
pink
11.
into the opposite middle, but that was just as tough, and he couldn't cope with that one. But Ronnie, 52 points behind. There's plenty on, because a lot of that 52 points, of course, was given when Ronnie was hitting the pink, trying to get out of the snooker. The balls are not ideally situated. Not a frame-winning chance by any means, but a chance to get right back into it.
9.
Now pot this black. Play a cannon. Either reds on the side cushion or the ones near the top cushion. Reds on the side cushion. Well, he's opening, but what's he on?
16.
Yeah. As soon as he hit it, knew it was in. And that will depend. Well, he's getting it down quick, so he must think he's nicely on this green. Well, he thought he was nicely on it, but that's not worked out as planned.
20.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted the contact on the pink. Right. And this is a pretty careless safety shot, and
Ronnie
we'll get
O'Sullivan,
away with this.
20.
He was hoping to run that red into another one. He's left Stephen a chance here. 32 points the lead. Three reds, three covers. That's what's needed.
One.
Well, that looked all about just making sure the pot.
Green ball. Stephen Maguire, 1.
Got to get this safe. Steve Maguire gets another chance. Surely that will be end of frame. Oh, this is a good shot. That's a cracking escape. Although, I say that, there is a chance for Stephen here. The red to the left corner. May not consider it worth the risk.
And the easy safety shot is off the red and the right cushion. He doesn't want to take that one off either. You think just go off that thin, take the cue ball up behind the green, pink and brown.
Trying to protect his lead. Don't blame him for that. Didn't play the pot there. Just played the containing safety. You'd have to say at the moment, in this very important safety battle, Stephen Maguire has the advantage. Well, he could have played that better. That was a nothing shot. Had to find the baulk cushion there. Ronnie with his hand on the table. And that was enough to give Ronnie the opportunity to knock that red in. What a massive frame this is turning out to be now. Made that look easy, but he played
8.
that with a tremendous amount of left-hand side. It makes the black missable when you put that amount of side on a ball. But he played it well.
9.
Now, a lot depends on the angle. Well, it looks like he's got a nice angle on this black to screw into the 2 reds near the top cushion. But, as I always say, I don't care how
16.
skillful you are, when you're playing those cannons, you always rely a little bit on good fortune, and he's had none of it.
A little bit
Ronnie
surprised
O'Sullivan,
he didn't play a
16.
safety off the red in the right-hand side cushion. Take that off the cushion. He could have played a telling safety, put the cue ball up behind green, brown and pink.
Yeah, I could only assume that he was concerned about leaving the red that he was closest to, but that would have been the more, as you say, telling safety.
That's a great shot. Had to get that contact on the red right there, Stephen Maguire, and he's a little bit of luck. I think he snookered Ronnie on all 3 reds. But it was a great contact on the red.
If Ronnie's trying to nestle on the red closest to the top cushion, he's got to be careful he doesn't flick this red. That red that he's looking at on the right-hand side cushion, that's just in more or less where he'd like to be hitting, to nestle onto the red near the cushion. It's not a formality to get this safe here. He's back in the frame, but he could be right out of it if he gets this wrong.
Well, the only saving grace is, does the black go? Because it doesn't look to be a very good angle on the red to get the cue ball up to the bulk end of the table. Needs to cue this very well. Is he playing the cannon on the black?
One.
Well, he may have had thoughts of playing for the black in the same pocket as he potted the red, but looked to have the angle that he was always going to be running in the black, into the black.
Yellow.
So this frame's still very much alive.
Stephen Maguire, 1.
Good run of the balls there, Ronnie O'Sullivan had. Blocking the black up and leaving that red for Stephen Maguire. Could prove very important in this frame.
Trying to get the cue ball round, but caught the red much too thick. Okay, he's sending the cue ball back to the balk end. If he doesn't fancy this brown, of course, he can always run up behind the yellow. But he's not holding back. It's a tough shot, that.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
And he's left a thin cut on this red.
Yeah, but for the double kiss and the brown, I think he would have left Steve Maguire an easy red to the left corner. Not even taking it on. blue come to his rescue? I think so, in terms of potting the red. I think if the yellow was in the open, Stephen Maguire would have taken that red on.
Foul.
That's very unlike Ronnie. Ronnie was saying, how have I missed that? Doesn't usually speak much, Ronnie, when he's playing. He's obviously having a little problem with the cushions, because early on in this frame, when he was trying to come off 2 cushions, he had 5 attempts before he got it right. And that surely now is going to cost him this frame. Although having said that, let's have a look at the old scoreboard. Yeah, he can do this. He can get enough points after this green, red and red and another green, and he'd be at the snooker's required stage without potting the yellow. So another red and a green. We're putting 29 points in front with just 27 remaining.
Fine.
Well, it'll have to be the blue. And there'll be no heroics here. The blue to go 31 points in front with 27 remaining.
A huge sigh of relief.
10.
Okay, the frame's not over yet, but O'Sullivan needing a snooker. He's stopped the momentum of his opponent and has given himself a chance to take a 3-frame lead into the second session.
Stephen Maguire, 10.
Well, but for a snooker, there's one thing. Stephen Maguire can't be behind now at the end of this first session. Oh, he nearly got the snooker, did Ronnie? Just the edge of the yellow sticking out. At the moment, 1 4-point snooker to tie.
Two.
And a chance now to push this green down the table and get that cue ball tight behind the pink.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2.
A bit tighter would have been better, and looking at Ronnie's body language, he's not cut out the 1 cushion escape, which he needed to. Never anywhere near. So he's got a chance now to pot this over 30 minutes, this frame, the longest of the match, as we said earlier.
Oh.
Well, that was another misjudgment in getting out the snooker, and Ronnie
Maguire.
says to Stephen, that's enough for me. So it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who drops 2 frames behind again. 1 more to go. It's a big one. Stephen Maguire leads 5-3.
final frame of the session. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, when Ronnie O'Sullivan was 4-0 down at the mid-session interval, you were, well, he would have been very concerned. If he can win this frame, he'll only be one frame behind at the end of this first session, and that would be a bonus. But Stephen Maguire has the opportunity to take a 3-frame advantage into that second session tomorrow. So, massive frame. Well, went out, all out for it, full-blooded, and he's left the red to the left middle. Didn't hold back. You can't blame him. You've got to push on when you get the chance.
What, is he taking this plant to left middle? No. I thought he was looking at it now. He's obviously looking at the cannon. I thought he was looking at a plant for 1 minute there. But this is a decent chance to get some points on the board. But this is what the Crucible's all about, John, is these frames that you can decide what leads players take into sessions. I mean, I'm sure at 4-0 down, Ronnie would have taken 6-3. But now he's got a chance to be 4-5-4, which would be an amazing result.
Cued that well. Any flick off the red when potting the pink, he could have run in off after the pink there. Jan Verhaas just trying to find a place for the pink. Obviously it won't go on its own spot, so a delicate operation, particularly with gloves on.
Thank you. 7.
There's not a lot will go here, so Ronnie may be looking for an angle on the bought colour to try and go into the pack. Well, he used
8.
all the pocket there. I've got to admit, Stephen, there's one or two that have gone in that didn't look in.
Yeah, normally when they hit the first jaw of the pocket, they don't. And the reason why he's not perfectly on the colour is because he almost missed the red.
Yeah, it's it too thin, basically.
11. 12.
Another one.
Settle down, please.
Oh, I can't believe that one went in, to be honest.
70. 18.
And now a nice angle if he wants to go into them. I can't see what else he can play for. Well, I decided to play for the red along the top cushion. He doesn't want to be straight on it though.
23.
He's missed a few of these in this match at pace, and this is not ideal by any means. Got a bit to do with the cue ball here.
24.
This isn't easy. The way those two reds between the black and the pack are situated, it's not easy to open the bunch here. Yeah, it was always going to be difficult. He needed to get a half ball contact on the ready-made.
31.
He hit the right-hand side of it to knock the red into the bunch. I'm very surprised with the blue he didn't follow through with two cushions into the pack. Played for a really tough red.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 31.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like he was just content to get what was there until the last minute and build up a lead, which is not like Ronnie normally, but it just shows you how much importance he's putting on this frame, as well he might.
One.
Fabulous pot. It really was. This was excellent, Kuhn. Really was. Middle pockets are so tight.
6.
If he can get a nice angle. You'd love to go into the pack after this red. Doesn't want to really play for the open red. It's a big target. You'd like to leave that open red as insurance should the split not work out. Possibly play for the green, half ball green. Well, playing with lots of
7.
check side, right hand side for the blue. If this works out, could be 6-3. Big shot. See him building himself up to play it. He knows how important this shot is. Really psyching himself up.
Well, first of all, how did the
12.
cue ball not drop? But just had to catch that red full in the face, and he didn't. And that's why the cue ball went to one side. I don't know how it's still hanging there, but it is. Although Stephen won't be too pleased because he's not got a pot to go at.
Stephen Maguire, 12.
So, as Stephen said, he built himself up for that cannon and it just didn't go right.
There's some tension out there. Took a risk there. A slight raise of the eyebrows from Steve Maguire. I think he expected to be on an easy red to this right-hand corner.
I'd just be glad your opponents give you another chance. He's got a kick, but it hasn't stopped the red from
1.
going down the table and going in. You could see it jump and the cue ball stop. But he's got a decent angle on the blue. If you're wrong side the blue, you'd rather be well the wrong side. Just got to avoid the baulk colour.
Yeah, doesn't want to get too much left-hand side in this cue ball. And that's a good shot. That's a very good shot.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. Now 3 points to lead.
22.
So he's going to need these 5 reds.
$23.
Just got to be careful with this shot. Might have to play it with this a touch aside. Now he's going to play for the red to left corner. It's the easier positional shot, and he wants to keep everything as simple as possible.
30. $31.
And this could be the key to the frame. Gets good position on the red here off this black. Surely he can't fail to win it. Well, he just
38.
didn't get the bounce off the cushion that he would have liked. No real problem, but Ronnie probably doesn't think he's going to get back to the table.
39.
And I'm of the same opinion now. So in the grand scheme of things, Stephen, and it's looking very much like now Stephen Maguire's going to have a 3-frame advantage from 4-0 in front. You'd settle for that, wouldn't you?
Well, very much so. You know, there was a time at 4-3, Ronnie had made 2 consecutive centuries. It was looking very much like it would be 5-4 either way. But he's rallied, probably in Stephen Maguire's favour with a scrappy frame, the previous one. Stop Ronnie in his tracks. But yeah, probably, you know, apart from those 2 centuries, it's probably a fair result in this first session. I think Stephen Maguire deserves this lead. He's been the better player over the whole 9 frames.
In goes the red. That's playing ball, and he's nicely on the green, so Ronnie O'Sullivan will not be coming back to the table. Only to shake hands and go to the dressing room and say, see you in the morning. But
57.
It's a match that could have swung either way. Could have been a lot worse for Ronnie. There was a time when Stephen Maguire looked as though he could have gone 5-0 in front, but for a horrendous kick. But it's fair to say the first 4 frames Ronnie never played at all.
62.
So taking out the positives, Stephen will be over the moon with a 3-frame advantage. And Ronnie O'Sullivan, having been 4-0 behind,
66.
certainly can't complain at what's happened since the interval.
71. So
Stephen Maguire will return.